Hi, I'm Benjamin Jones, found here, and this is Viewer Takeover.
This is the Midnight Gamescast. We record every Tuesday afternoon at midnight. Then we bring it to YouTube every Wednesday as the weekly wrap-up. That was so fucking long ago. I like swearing. YouTube doesn't mind that we swear anymore.
They don't.
Pretty awesome.
They know we're gonna.
They're over it.
Yeah.
They don't really watch these
yeah,
things.
they do it so much. We're clearly not
Yeah,
stopping them.
Fine. It's fine. Every Thursday is... I don't know.
What is
PlayStation
on
VR
Thursday?
Theater.
And every Friday as
Every today.
Viewer Takeover, when we let you, the loyal game cat,
Wow.
let you take over the show. As always, my name's Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, king of all, VR Kings, Jeremy King, and to my left, your right, the one, the only, the breast milk queen herself, it's
Yay.
Michelle Varacchione.
We almost made it through the whole episode.
Almost.
without you.
Yeah.
I missed the animation for this.
Oh,
what's-
man.
Oh, so is it squeezing up?
Yeah,
the
it's
nipples?
just yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I want this to be a VR game.
'Cause
it's
Use
a
move
thing.
controllers.
Definitely works like that.
It's a thing.
Move controllers.
Yep, this is gonna be a thing.
Use the analog stick
Dick
to
Wild.
move
That would
around.
be Boob Wild, the sequel. You could do that. Anyways,
And this week.
First and foremost, we want to thank Benjamin Jones for that fantastic introduction. Holy crap! When people they go in, they edit things,
and
they
make something.
right. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We absolutely love the simple ones, but we definitely want to
Yes.
give you props for going above and beyond.
That's because it's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you, Benjamin Jones, for
Thank
sending
you.
us that Viewer Takeover intro. If you want to introduce you, next week's episode, well, you're kind of out of luck. We've got a couple before you, but make sure you send your short, sweet, simple, seductive, sexy Viewer Takeover introduction to withoutparole@gmail.com. Get yourself in the fucking queue, because otherwise it'll be
you're all in on the cursing.
years.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But Benjamin Jones isn't the only person we want to thank this week, is he, Michelle?
I think I want to thank these little kitties.
Whoa.
down here.
Those people down there?
So cute,
Patreon
too.
supporters.
Well, the Patreon supporters, the people that
Yes.
went to patreon.com/withoutparolegames and are giving us $1 or more,
Or more.
every
Or more.
month.
Yeah.
On the litter box.
Haha.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that
actually,
felt
I
good too.
felt that.
my right eye vibrated.
You
Nice.
might want to get that checked out.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a side effect of VR. It's like my eyes vibrate. So all these people that are going
God,
down
I
here,
hope
you
not.
see all these names
Right.
going on down here? All these people went to patreon.com/withoutparolegames, but why are they giving us, Jeremy, $1 or more every single month?
Why?
Why indeed?
Because they're the loyalist of the loyal.
Indeed they are.
Yeah. And to show our appreciation back, they can mosey on over to patreon.com/withoutparole
Museum.
and see these little episodic things we call
I like
the
that.
litter box, where each week one of us and Desra assumes the role of host, and for 2 minutes to an infinite amount of time, we share to you different things that usually aren't VR related. It's just a little something to show our love back to you by giving a little extra. And what else do they get over at patreon.com/withoutparole?
Brian.
Games. They also get MP3s of each and every single one of our podcasts. The Midnight Gamescast, which is 3 segments, of course, the wrap-up, PSVR Theater, and this Viewer Takeover, along with Why We Love PlayStation VR. You get 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4
Nice.
podcasts
You're like on the
every
treadmill and
single
you just
week.
want to listen.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, if you're driving and you can't watch because you'll be distracted. Michelle?
But okay.
Yep.
Not anymore. She's a mother now. She doesn't do that, right?
I have not done that, no.
See, because if you crashed,
Oh my God.
little Aiden would be
I'm
home
playing-
alone.
I'm playing it.
So you can't do that.
I would not do that. Not with him in the car.
So again,
That's not what I meant.
Okay.
I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it doesn't seem like a lot to you. $1 a month is like nothing. You know, you can find that in spare change on the street during your walk to work. right? And if you're walking
You
to
should
work,
start
then
walking to work.
if you're walking to work, then maybe you shouldn't be donating to our channel. But the point is that $1 is pretty much nothing to you. But when thousands of people all give $1 to us, it's a huge deal to us, and we absolutely appreciate it. Now we just need to get thousands of people to actually donate.
Working on it.
We're up to like 150. It was pretty decent.
Yeah, nice.
So thank you guys so much for contributing to the channel and for making this happen. And what am I missing?
Nothing.
Okay. Also, the other people we want to thank before we get into viewer takeover is the people who followed Beauty in the Decay's lead and changed their name to something the Game Cat or something relating to Game Cat or Game Dog or whatever relates to Without Parole channel. So this week we have Fig the Game Cat. Bing. I think,
Bing?
did I get this right? I want to say, oh, yeah, Fig the Game Cat. I don't even know if he changed his name, but Fig and I were having a conversation. Fig lives in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where I used to live.
Oh, that was him.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
And I was like, hey, if you ever drive by 802 North Spring Street, look at the window right up top that faces the road.
Yeah.
That's my old room.
Yeah.
It's like, wave, go by. We turn that place into a fucking crack house.
Where's the frog?
Oh, I was supposed to bring the frog. Motherfucker. I swear the frog will be here next week.
Next week, the
Stop
frog.
everything.
I promised, and it's like it's actually just so far away.
So
To have Alexa get it.
Don't say Alexa. She can listen. Also, we want to thank Justin Observer, the game dog. Bing.
Woof.
Bing.
Yep. We got Paul Station VR, the game cat.
Nice.
Do you think that's a combination? Is that a Dave Station
Paul
fan as
Station VR.
That
yeah,
sounds like a
great.
good
That's
combo.
a combo. That's a nice combo.
well? I like that.
Right?
I like that too.
Maybe his name's not even Paul. Maybe he's a fan of Polish Paul, and so it's Polish Paul, Dave Station, and Without Parole.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wow.
Mind blown.
That's actually.
Combo,
actually pretty
you
I
know?
hope that's the case.
That's like a pizza.
Right?
All
What?
these flavors
That would be
coming
really
together.
Seriously.
Oh.
Okay, so I think now that we've thanked all the people who changed their name to Something the Game Cat, which, by the
Yes.
way, if you change your name to Something the Game Cat, make sure in the comments below you put hashtag Game Cat and let us
Just
know
so
that you
we
changed
know.
your name because we want to make sure we give you a shout out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so
You're up.
every week on Viewer Takeover, we scour the videos, we scour the comments, we search for hashtag Viewer Takeover. Let's be honest, because that's
Yes.
way easier. And we read your comments and then answer them here on the show. But we copy and paste them into a word processing document, changes all the periods, question marks, and we read them that way because we think it's funny.
Michelle doesn't
And
like when
oh.
her periods become a question mark.
It definitely causes problems.
no.
Stop.
Right? Is Aiden gonna have a little sister?
Yeah.
No.
First up, we got Jay Dow from last week's Viewer Takeover. He wrote hashtag Viewer Takeover. I mean, it's a thing.
It's totally
It's
a
a
thing.
Did you guys have nerves when you first started doing this podcast? If so, how long did it take for your nerves to go away? And do you have any tips for public speaking?
So, who first?
I mean, I'm wondering when my nerves are going to go away.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet.
I had a lot of times on the drive over, I'm like, oh shit, all right, I gotta get this shit together. Get this shit together.
The amount
yeah,
of coffee
when
I
I
drink doesn't help anything either.
No, nope, coffee does not help at all.
Yeah.
When I first started, because I was just kind of thrown into it
Yeah.
randomly. Yeah, I was scared shitless because I'm like, I don't like public speaking, as you said. This doesn't feel like public speaking at all.
Nope.
This feels like us
Yeah.
hanging out, and there just happens to be a camera in the room, which you don't really even notice anymore.
Very true.
Or false.
Oh, you get slapped. It's a big
I
deal.
feel like my eye vibrated.
I think my pinky
I think it's- yeah, really.
Like, get in there.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's. I remember the very first podcast I did with Mike Zeller, like way back. It was so weird because I'd be like, I'd get myself ready and I'd be like, I've had some coffee. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this.
Right.
I'd be like, I'm just gonna act naturally, and then we'd hit record it, and like something would happen. Like
Yeah.
the second we'd start, I'd be like,
Yeah. I'm Brian Paul.
I didn't feel like myself. And then the second
Yeah.
we turned the camera off, I was like, oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
Like, where did I go for the last hour?
Yeah.
So it
I
takes
think
a
I get
long time.
more nerves sitting and doing the litter box episodes
Yeah,
than
you
I
do.
do this.
I
I
hear ya.
really do.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because I don't have you two here now. It's just me and the camera. You know,
Yeah.
it's
You know what's-
nerve wracking.
It's funny. I used to get really nervous in the beginning few.
Yeah.
And then now it's more, I'll get nervous when you forget the camera's going and you're like, oh, I need to kind of like interact a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's a
You're
conscious
just chilling
effort.
and listening.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, people are watching. So in that, I might get a little nervous.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think,
Yeah.
I don't know if it helped for you, but like way back when, for years of like playing shows and music, I remember like when I was 16, the first show we played, I was so shit scared. And then after 30 seconds, it was gone. You know,
Yeah.
like you were there. So shows, I used
I
to
was gonna
love
say
playing
shit-faced.
shows.
I
And
thought I was gonna say
whatnot.
shit face too.
Yeah. You were
So-
so shit-faced.
I never used to. No, my first drink, I was in like my mid-20s. I used to never drink before shows.
I think I drank for a lot of reasons in my life, but doing shows was a huge one.
Oh, we used to just get wrecked. Like, we'd just get stoned. I actually wouldn't like to smoke pot before. When I used to sing, I used to not want to because I feel like it would affect
Get
my
raspy.
voice.
Yeah.
And then drums, I used to like to stretch and no smoking pot because I used to like to be, you know,
In the zone.
in the zone. So I think at the podcast here, it's kind of similar.
Right.
Where I don't really get... I still get nervous here or there,
Yeah.
but not like that first episode.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Yeah, it was really the
Yeah.
first episode, and that was it.
I think it was the I want to say it was one of the episodes that Jeremy and I did together. As a joke, we referenced, "Hey, you want to do the thing we do every week, you know, when we get together, because we don't know how to hang out and have fun,
Yeah.
you know, without drinking, without drugs and shit." And so it's like, hey, you want to do that thing we do every week, and we pretend to have a podcast that people watch.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, I feel like every week that's what we're doing. I don't, when we're doing this, I don't
Right.
think about the fact that 2,000 people are going to watch this.
Yeah.
In fact,
No.
when I see the numbers of 2,000 people watch stuff, then I freak out. Like when it's too late, people have already watched
Like,
it.
shit, what have I done?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope I didn't say
Yeah.
anything racist. Like, but that's the thing is like,
Yeah.
because it definitely feels like we're sitting here playing house and that there's
Yeah.
no one watching us.
Right.
If we were to do this in front of a group of people,
Oh.
right?
Right, and I'm like,
Because
I
we
don't
did
know.
one of these episodes
We
live.
did. Well, luckily nobody came.
After like a minute or two, I don't know if we'd be nervous anymore.
Well, because then we'd still just kind of be looking at each other anyways
Yeah.
and being like, we're just going to
it
ignore
goes
them.
away.
So the one we did live, no one knew who we were, and they stayed
No.
away. They didn't watch.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
Right. So, but
It's true.
if we had like a game
I
cat
think
gathering,
Des was texting us the whole time, and we were like, "Hey,
pretty
yeah,
much. But if we did like a game cat gathering and people were like, you know, meowing with us and like swiping and like doing all this stuff and participating, you know, like doing all the things theater that we always do together, like I think like this would just be, you guys are just like our extended family.
Yeah.
Right.
Having you doing this in front of you would be like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do I have tips for somebody who for public speaking? Absolutely not.
Absolutely
because
not.
the only way I feel like I got more comfortable doing this is by doing fucking 200 podcasts.
right."
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess your tip would be just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just being comfortable with yourself in front of groups of people and speaking unprepared is a good way.
You've
Speaking
got that nailed.
unprepared.
Yeah, I've got that nailed. I
Bring
actually
your
feel more
crumpled up
nervous.
piece of paper that you might have notes on.
The more prepared I am, then that gets me nervous. If I like prepare something,
Yeah.
I get wicked nervous.
Yeah.
You know.
That said,
Anyways,
You're up, Asia.
Asia.
I am. Daryl Gilbert. Gilbert. Great.
Gilbert.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Viewer Arnie. Viewer takeover.
it's a thing.
Yep.
Don't
Brian, you got me thinking with your recent
Whoa.
Why We Love PSVR review of Paranormal Activity.
Huh.
Besides Resident Evil 7 and Rush of Blood being two excellent examples of the horror genre, that PSVR does not really have any other shining examples yet.
Oh,
Don't you think we really need more good examples? No question mark.
The Shining.
I think we are getting the series game experience Exorcist Legion, which is supposed to be pretty good from the Steam reviews, but not sure what else is coming. Your thoughts?
You know what's funny about this is, remember like a year ago, we saw all the previews of the upcoming games.
Yeah.
And there was, I mean, a ton of them. There was Siren, there was Syndicate,
Yeah.
there was Chain Man, and there was right. And there were just like all these games. There's just like one after another, after another, after another. And honestly, it's been all this time, and really, it's Rush of Blood and Resident Evil 7 and Paranormal Activity, Don't Knock Twice, and like, I don't know, maybe like one or two other like sort of on the creepy side things.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, so 4 solid examples of horror on PlayStation VR, and I think horror is what PlayStation VR does best.
It's great for that.
It is. It's terrifying.
Well, yeah, you
It's
you
so
put
good.
the helmet on, you're already in the zone there, and then it's just
Yeah.
like, then they turn the lights down
Right.
low, and next thing you know, you're going in the basement and freaking the frick out.
Yeah, it's so good. I avoid playing them. That's how good they are.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
I can pretty much agree with you on that,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're that good where I
couldn't play Resident Evil.
could play Resident Evil,
I played
any
like
of
a
them.
half an hour of it and was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I beat them all up until the shit ones, like 5 and 6. But I didn't play 7. I didn't beat it because like I'm too afraid to get in there and do it. But on a regular flat screen, I would have probably already destroyed it by now.
Yeah.
You know-
I
and on
played
a
on a
flat
regular
screen-
flat screen.
And on a
Jeez,
flat
yeah.
screen, it's boring. I have to say, like, for the amount that I loved Resident Evil 7.
Well, it is now.
For the few, no. Like, there was, I was going through, and when I first started Resident Evil 7, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And I did 4 Let's Plays in a row, and then finally I was like, I need a break. And I was like, let me just figure out where I need to go in this. It was the Marguerite section where I was like, every time I opened the door, she seemed to be there. And I was like, let me just take off the headset, play this in 2D, and once I figure out where I need to go, you know, I can
go back.
alleviate some stress, and I can just blast to where I need to go. And I was playing. I was like, wow, this is actually boring.
But you had already experienced it in VR
No,
for a
but
moment.
this experienced it in VR, but the places I was going were new to me.
Still, though, once you play it in VR and then go back, because I did something similar.
Exactly.
I played it in VR and I'm like, this is great. Then it was like, I think a day or two later.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, I'm just going to play it normal. I'm not going to put the headset on. Maybe 2 minutes. I'm like, no, fuck
There's not
this.
even
It was
point
just
to
like
do
a
this at this
first-person
point.
shooter horror in
That's
a way.
exactly how
Right.
it felt.
Yeah.
And boring. I didn't like it. Didn't even like the movement system felt really clunky. Like it felt like I was like, I don't feel like I'm moving through this house, right?
Yeah.
And whereas in VR, you're like, I am in this house
Yeah.
and I'm certainly moving.
Where you got that finesse of the head movements, where on the controller you got the jerkiness of your hand moving your head, you know?
Yeah. So it's I mean, my thoughts are that, you know, like nothing. I don't know if anything's ever gonna beat Resident Evil 7. We were blessed with an amazing game so early on.
Right.
But as far as The Exorcist is concerned, I think Steam has like the first 3 episodes and is soon getting the 4th. I could be wrong about that. It might be 2 and they're soon getting the 3rd. But at this point, like just like Telltale games, just like anything else that comes out episodically, just like Netflix where we get the whole season at once, screw it. Let's just wait. Let's just wait, and how about we get the whole Exorcist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all at the same time?
Right.
The whole game.
So we don't have to wait. They're only
We're
20
all
minute
about
segments.
binging these days.
They're
you know?
only 20-minute segments, and I would rather play through for an hour and a half
Yeah.
and play the whole thing than play 20 minutes, wait 2 months, play another 20 minutes, wait 2 months. I'm not interested in that. I mean, I'll do it however it comes, but
I'll do it anyways. However,
yeah, I mean, well, for the channel, I kind of have to, right?
right.
So that's what I'm hoping for The Exorcist, is that at this point they just wait.
If it wasn't for the channel,
If it wasn't for the channel, it's a scary game, so I wouldn't be able to, even though I'd want to wait for it all, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to wait because I want to be part of the conversation. And
Right.
since it's a scary game, it's like right up my alley. And since
so you would.
on Steam they're saying this is like one of the scariest things ever, I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to play it immediately the second it comes out.
Because if you do wait, you're gonna end up getting all sorts of spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We don't want that.
Nope.
You're up, Asia.
All right. Rookus Rook, the game cat.
What's up, Rookus
Meow.
Rook?
Hey.
Hashtag viewer takeover. I've heard rumors about Fallout. Hashtag it's a thing. I have heard rumors about Fallout 3 is going to be announced at E3 for PSVR. What do you guys think of the chance of this happening? Instead of more graphic intensive Fallout 4, of course, there's no question mark.
Why would there be?
Of
I
course.
fixed my word processor. Shut up.
Why would you do that?
I'm kidding. I didn't save the file. I just printed it. That's what happens only when you save it. So what do you guys think?
Is that a song?
I mean, it's
Only
now.
when you save it.
Only when you save it. Hit single. That's why I'm not famous. What do you guys think of getting Fallout 3 instead of Fallout 4?
I loved 3.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 is pretty sick.
I like 3 way better than 4.
I
I think as
totally
long as they give us a Fallout game, I think
fine
that
with Fallout 3.
I would love
Yeah.
New Vegas
You'd be
because that's
happy.
the one I haven't played.
Eh.
I played 10 minutes, but everyone says it's the best of the 3.
For real?
For real.
I didn't.
Did you beat it? Did you play through
No,
it?
I didn't find it as
You think
intriguing.
3's the best,
I thought
right?
3 was better just because I felt New Vegas was the same game, just in a different area.
Exactly. That's why I stopped playing New Vegas an hour in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if I want to spend another 100 hours in a Fallout game, I'm gonna go back to 3 and like explore the rest of the map.
Yeah.
And so that's why I would love if New Vegas came, because it's like, sure, but I've already played 3.
There you go.
Right.
That's
And in
true.
VR, it
you
won't
finish
feel
3?
like more Fallout 3.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Oh, I've finished 3.
Yeah,
And it's
okay.
been long enough
Yeah.
gone that I'd be into it. Where if I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I would take 3. I would take New Vegas. I would take 4. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
Fallout's one of my favorite
Right.
game series. I didn't get into 1 or 2. I can't lie. It's
I
wasn't
feel
my
like
thing.
we're gonna have
Those
a
are
ton of
totally
game cats.
different.
Wicked
Yeah.
excited,
those were
regardless.
like that isometric.
Yeah.
Remember Brotherhood of Steel on original Xbox? Speaking of original Xbox.
Yeah. Man, it's
A lot of Xbox.
the
though.
OG
Today.
Xbox
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the VAT system in VR would be pretty awesome.
Pretty
You know?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely want to turn it off just to make myself feel like I was playing Farpoint on occasion. But,
Yeah.
I'd turn it on, turn it off. Mm-hmm. It's going to, if it happens, it's going to be awesome. I want to know where this rumor came from.
I feel like I should borrow Fallout now.
Maybe.
You should wait. They might announce it.
Yeah,
at
you
E3.
might get to
Right.
play it in VR soon.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to know where this rumor came from. I don't, like I said, I don't really watch other people's YouTube channels. Even my buddies like Seraphim, Dave Station, all these guys, Lewis Knight. I just don't have time to keep up and watch them. And so I want to say though that I read a comment that said Frank was pushing this rumor. And I don't know if that's where it came from, or if he has some like inside source. And man, I usually don't trust rumors at all, but if Frank knows something, then maybe it's coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. So fingers crossed. Let's hope it's happening.
Yep.
Let's hope something's happening. And actually, in
us something.
E3, E3 is the place for it. Because like I'm pretty sure that's where they announced Skyrim VR.
Oh, that's where it's going to be. Yeah, the big announcement.
Oh, it's
So,
not going to be
for
at
sure.
PAX next week.
Yeah, right.
Am I going to do it there in
Absolutely
Boston?
not.
All right. Next up, I'm up. Stimson
You're
Jake
up.
Cap from PSVR this week. Gotta say it.
This week.
Yeah.
This week, yo.
Hashtag viewer
Hey.
takeover. It's
Hey. Hey.
That is not a thing.
Sorry, that's a song. Go on.
Did you write that?
That was from your song, wasn't it? I mean, isn't that part of...
It's the refrain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hashtag viewer takeover. When, not if, you are getting sufficient finance to do the channel full time, do you think there's enough content from PSVR alone to create new content, or do you think you might change to VR without parole to include other platforms and dedicate a day's video to each one? Would it be harder to rebrand later on and a bit risky relying on one platform? Don't want to see hashtag Brian cries.
It is a thing, though.
Also, on the exact same topic, I included Johnny Menthal's question here. Hashtag viewer takeover. Do you intend on grabbing a Steam VR machine to dip into the games on the way to PSVR a little earlier to give us all the juice before it's fully squeezed? I like that. That's nice.
I
Or
like
is
that
this
too.
too much for the schedule? Great work anyway, y'all. Much appreciation. Question mark. So.
I think that would be way too much work.
This is loaded.
Yeah,
So
that's a loaded question.
here's the thing. Every week on the PlayStation Store, there's like usually anywhere from 2 to 4 new games that come out. Now we're at a strange place right now where we're getting a mix of small games like Island Time VR
Yeah.
and big games like Preda Vendetta Rising.
Yeah.
It's half impossible to even cover one big game a week.
Yeah.
So diving into PC VR is like just not something I want to do because I can barely keep up with PlayStation VR alone. There are games every single week that go by that I don't get to review. Des even reviewed CubeWorks weeks ago, and I still haven't had time to put that review together, and he did it for me.
Yeah.
So there's just like the shit's just basically piling up. And
So you're not going to buy all the VR platforms?
I can't. So as of right now, PlayStation VR is like my passion. That's our ecosystem. That's what we're intimately familiar with. We know all the developers, and we're creating a rapport with them as time goes on. And so PC VR is fantastic, but it's also an unfamiliar place for me. It's people I'm not familiar with, developers I don't know,
Yep.
and also like hardware that I'm not familiar with. I have a pretty powerful PC, or it was powerful like a year and a half ago, and that's its only purpose is to run this channel.
Yeah.
Right.
So to get a VR headset all hooked up over there, it's just
Play here and a whole
Too
new
much.
platform. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it would just explode.
And even and once the channel's funded, like to the point where I can do this full time, it nothing. We can't really move forward with new content until we can get other people working here full time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like once we're there, I've already told Des, I'm like, I'm going to buy Des a computer so he can edit his own reviews. And once we have enough money coming in, I don't want you to work anymore. We're going to do our morning show. And then
I can't wait for the morning show.
But then I'm going to have to teach you how to edit, right? And then you know, you're kind of last on the list. But there's only 4 of us.
Jeremy's like,
So luckily you're on the list. Right?
You are on the list.
Hey.
Right. So you know, ultimately, I would love if there was enough money coming in where we can, all 4 of us, you know, like focus on different things and all have our own jobs and our own assignments.
The Jeremy Show.
And take a little bit of the weight off of me, spread the work around, and then if we, at that point, we go, hey, we all have like an extra couple days free every week. Let's start branching out. Let's start looking at PSVR.
Then we can go from there, right?
But right now, PlayStation VR is our jam, and I'm very happy sticking with it.
Yep.
Yep.
It
is our jam.
It's what changed this channel, you know?
Absolutely.
We fucking changed everything, you know? And I feel like we would jump ship and abandon what we're supporting because it's the PlayStation VR home console audience that you know, I just think that it's easier to obtain games on PlayStation in VR than it is to keep up with the hardware advancement on PC, and the requirements are constantly going to change on those games that are going to require you to upgrade a console.
And then
PC,
you're going to just upgrade everything. Like,
and it's just it's too beastly of an animal. I was a PC gamer for way too long, and to keep up, it's like every other year you add more RAM, a bigger and better graphics card, SLI mode, whatever you're doing. You know, it's just a pain. Yeah.
And I mean, just not to call myself a fanboy, but I've been like entrenched in the PlayStation ecosystem since day one.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I remember making that tough decision, like, do I buy a Sega Saturn because I was such a Sega kid, or do I jump ship and go to PlayStation? And I had to get a PlayStation.
I remember that day for me too.
It was tough, man.
It was a Nintendo boy. I was all Nintendo when it came to I was in line with
It's a tough
for
decision.
GameCube to buy Charlie's Angels.
Wow.
That's how bad, because it was nothing.
There was
and
a
then,
line.
well, there were other people buying
In
better
line,
products
right?
in
Sorry.
front of me.
In line.
I totally know what you meant. I thought it was funny.
And I stopped myself. I'm like, I
make sure
can't.
that
Midnight
more,
release.
Right?
Charlie's Angels.
Did you dress up?
Nice.
I was an angel.
Yeah.
So I literally stopped. I'm like, Jeremy, what the fuck are you doing? Ready to buy this? And I put it back and bought a PlayStation, and then the next day I went and bought an Xbox. And I just, from there on, that was it. Everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Now we know.
GameCube broke me.
There's literally no more good
Do you
games
have
on
any-
GameCube.
do you-
I have to buy something else.
Do you have any regrets?
I didn't buy it, so no.
Yeah.
I have a regret.
Nice.
So, I was a Sega kid when I should have been a Nintendo kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. I missed out on so many good RPGs on the SNES.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, so many.
Meanwhile, I was playing Fatal Rewind on the Genesis. I was like, what the fuck? Why am
What
I
am
playing
I
Fatal
doing
Rewind?
here?
Horrible. Not a bad game. Not a good game. You're up.
Me?
Yeah, I think. Is that right?
From John Harvey?
What's up, John Harvey?
PV. Viewer takeover. So there's no PSVR in there.
I thought you were going to say like PJ
What?
Harvey or
I don't.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like,
what's
where are you
going
going
on?
with that?
Have you had any side effects from playing VR?
His
right eye.
vibrating eye.
Vibrating.
Yeah.
I have some and can't play non-VR games without feeling like I am in a VR game. I get weirded out. Weirded out by looking up or flipping around in games a little now. I was playing Far Cry 5 in the airplane and felt a little sick spinning around in it.
Interesting. Are you playing with the headset on?
Oh no.
Not the Tower of Handcuffs.
Shit.
They're not handcuffs, damn it.
They should be. We're without parole. My question is for John
Yeah.
Harvey. Were you playing with the headset on? I know a lot of people like to play non-VR games in cinema mode with the headset on, and I'm like, because I feel like that could make me a little sick.
Yeah, definitely. Brings down the quality.
It's like
image
watching
quality, too.
Hulu
That's the image
TV with
quality,
the thing.
and
And it makes it weird, and it constantly
Yeah.
your screen will be like this eventually. And
Well,
you're
he's just saying, I'm
tracking.
feeling,
Setting the
I'm
console?
feeling like
Yeah.
I'm playing in a VR game.
Yeah.
But
no, on a standard TV, I gotta say I've played very few games on a television, and I don't know, like I don't have any of those kind of side effects.
Yeah, I haven't.
no.
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 But what I will say is that when I started playing VR games, I remember I was at work, and as we all know, I wait tables, and I went to grab a glass off the shelf.
I remember this.
And I did it with my finger. Like I pulled the trigger like I was holding a move controller, because in a game that's how you grab it.
That was when you were playing was it Skyrim? When you were just
12 hours
binging,
straight.
You were binging something straight.
It was I was
then you
trying
came
to
back.
finish Resident Evil 7, I think.
That's what it was. It was absolutely that.
Doesn't
You
make
just
any-
walk around like-
It
which
wasn't-
doesn't make any sense, because that's a DualShock 4 game. But so it was something. But yeah, I was definitely playing way too long of something.
I just remember you telling the story, and you were like, "I've been doing this for like 12 hours, and I just came to work, and I'm in a daze."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you did one of those, and you're like, "Nope, that's not how the real
hands work.
real. How do I use these things?"
Better than you being like, oh, that was a real person. you know, don't do that.
Awkward.
So no, but that's been my only thing. I do feel like my eyes get tired after long VR sessions. I just kind of like I have to blink.
I mean, that should
hard.
technically
Similar
happen
to the
anyways,
PC.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
people call it eye strain, but like I don't feel like it's eye strain. I just feel like my eyes are tired because I'm staring at
Right.
television.
Well, don't they say- Isn't there something
right
with
in
your
my
eyes
seriously?
and being submerged in VR where blinking is less? There was something because the brain.
blinking, it's less.
I don't remember what I read this. It was something about that.
That's
thought.
interesting.
And the strain on your eye and just how that's probably why it's tired. It's working differently.
Remember to blink next time.
Yes.
And finally, Europe, Asia.
Lee Bonner.
I'm
I'm
up.
just kidding. Bonner.
Wow, making fun of
Lee
our
Bo-
viewers, huh?
Bonner.
Yeah, there you go.
Bonar.
There you go.
No.
That's a way to get new subscribers.
Good job,
Right?
Jeremy.
I saw
We just
BONN.
lost
and
1,000 subscribers
straight to
because
the
of you.
boner.
Straight. Yep. That's where your head goes.
Speaking of straight to the boner. Michelle.
Hashtag viewer takeover. The Wipeout VR patch came out, and I didn't have the game, so I went on Amazon and grabbed a pre-owned copy, which used to be around £11. Now, after the patch, it's up to about 25 to 30 because people are buying the game.
Yep.
Also, I can't. Yes, you have that same problem. Also, I cannot find it. If any in game stores here now.
Slow the fuck down.
Coffee.
You're adding too many
I've had-
words. putting words in Lee's mouth.
I've had lots of pots of coffee today.
Lots of pots.
Lots of pots. Lots of pots.
I have a half a cup.
Half a cup.
Anyways.
Give the game
Anyways,
a brand
also, I
new life.
cannot
So my
find-
question is, do you think Sony will see the increase in sale and look at other games they could port to VR? Also, it would not surprise me if we see Wipeout back in the NPDs. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers,
So-
guys. And
Cheers,
girls.
guys.
I had the same thing.
Lots of
So
pots.
before the patch came out, I was going to buy the retail copy.
Yeah.
And I saw all of these GameStop had a new and used, a bunch of them. And it was $20 new and 30 used. It was weird. They
That
had it
doesn't make
reversed.
any
They've done
sense.
that.
Yeah.
They've been doing that lately. Tricky. So I then, when the
sneaky.
patch came out, I went to go buy the game. All of them sold out except one GameStop had it.
Holy
So
crap.
yeah, I went there and bought it, and it was
Yeah.
actually, I think it ended up, it was a little $24.99. It was by the time I got around. It went up $5. But yeah.
Seriously though, the used was more, huh?
yeah,
That
the
was-
used was $29.99.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's messed up.
So yeah, I would think that Sony could benefit from taking some of these older games and porting to VR. Look at how their old sales boost up. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing with Wipeout is that like it wasn't like if it wasn't told to us, being like, "Hey, the patch is coming early 2018," I wouldn't have been like clamoring for it. I would have been like, "Hey, Wipeout needs to be in VR. Like this isn't a
Right.
game I'm like gonna go to bat for."
Yeah.
I probably would have gone to bat for like the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy collection over this.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly glad that we got Wipeout instead.
I was gonna say Wipeout's probably a little better.
Way better, but
I played the trilogy. Yeah.
yeah, it's all right. It didn't
Yeah.
age particularly well. But that's the thing is like that. There's countless examples of games that I would never expect that I'd be interested in. Just like
Yeah.
every
Right.
VR game I've ever played.
Well, everything is better in VR.
VR makes everything better.
Yeah.
It's like someone said that once. And so yeah, no. I mean, at this point, I'm willing to take pretty much anything they can throw at us.
Yep.
I don't know what they did to create the magic here. I mean, the Digital Foundry did a report that said, well, since the game already had split screen mode and was running at 4K at 60 frames a second and rendering 2 images at once with a split screen mode, that means it's already basically made for VR because that's exactly what it needs to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So like kind of fucking nailed it. But the thing is like, you know, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to get games running at that speed. The Omega Collection looks incredible outside of VR,
Yeah.
and it looks almost as good in VR.
Unbelievable. On a regular PS4, yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
don't
looked
wanna
up, I
see
saw
it.
people like walking in the stands. I was like, what is going on up there? Like, this is incredible.
What is happening?
It's a beautiful game,
Right.
And they really did a great job.
Yeah.
So again, you know, what's our guy's name working in the basement?
Lloyd.
Lloyd is
Lloyd in the
toiling
basement.
away at Sony trying to
Yes.
figure out how to port all these games into VR.
Yeah.
And man, we got your back, dude.
Totally.
You know, just tell us.
He's
what you
making
need.
it happen.
Right?
Yeah, do
doing
it,
it.
Lloyd. Man, we got faith in you.
After Moss and how great that looked, and
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. Now I'm picturing a
want
bunch.
everything.
Ratchet and Clank
That would be awesome.
fantastic
Yeah.
in
That
VR.
would be absolutely
Mervils
awesome.
2, man. If you guys are making Mervils 2 out there, you got to make it look a lot better than Mervils 1 because the bar's been raised.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, that pretty much does it for another episode of the Midnight Gamescast. Make sure you come to PAX East on the
Sunday.
8th. Sunday, the 8th.
Sunday.
Because we're going to have a to these things. I got like
Yes.
300 handcuffs without parole.
299 now.
Whatever. I'm glad you know math. Can you divide 299 by 2?
Oh, no.
Never.
I thought it was a simple question. So make sure you come April 8th. We're only going to be there for like 4 hours, guys. So we're going to be there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. because some of us have shit to do that day. So
Yep.
I don't have shit to do that.
So make sure you follow us at Parole Games on Twitter.
Yes.
Make sure you follow me at That Would Be Dark. Follow him at this. You're the second Kira 90, and
Yeah.
you are
All
all
names.
names _ taken no e.
They were all taken. I couldn't think of anything.
No e. Not something
They
we hear
really
very
were,
often.
I
around
swear.
here.
Yeah.
And of course, Desra, had Desra the Strange on
Yes.
Instagram. I think he's been using. So whatever, follow us all. Know where to find us, and come hang out with us at PAX
Yeah.
East.
We'll be around somewhere.
Yep.
And that pretty much does it for another episode of the Midnight Gamescast, guys. Thank you so much for showing up today.
Well, thank you
Thank
for having us, Brian.
us.
Anytime. Well, I mean, not anytime. Only Tuesdays at midnight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Afternoons at midnight.
Afternoons at
All
midnight.
right, guys. We'll see you at
Okay.
PAX. Have a great
Yeah.
week.
Bye-bye. Hope to see ya.
Bye.
Jeremy, do you need to pee?
You know, I do, but
Go.
I can probably wait till after before I leave. Let's just record, and I'll pee on my way out. As I go back, oh, I'm gonna pee.
Can you stop in the bathroom before?
Brian, pick that up and throw the tissues in the toilet. Nah,
I just pee on dirty clothes, man. That's all. They're all going in the trash.
sterile.
Anyway.
Clean them.
No, I'm just decided to throw them away. Just like everything in my kitchen.
I just did that. I purged.
Yeah, I need to purge.
I threw away so many pants.
Yeah.
I fit into pants I used to not.
I don't
Losing
fit
some weight?
into anything.
I did. I lost 16 pounds. I dropped down to
Ooh.
135 again. 134, 135.
135.
Yeah.
I haven't been that since I was 9.
That's about my ideal weight.
Like
Yeah.
180 is my
That-
ideal, and I'm like still 20 something pounds away.
135 was what I started with before I was pregnant.
I was at, can you believe I was once 172?
But that was when you and I were also going to the gym and being vegan and being like super fit, and it's like probably the
But
best.
this was
weight-
like
But this was the best weight
when
you'd
I
ever
went
been
and they
at.
were like, "Hey, you're pregnant right now." That was my weight.
Yeah, and you were
Yeah.
like, "But I'm fucking rolling right now. How can I be pregnant?"